Welcome. My name is Sarah Moody, and I'm with Om Office Yoga by Yoga Vibes. And we're going to do a 30-minute desk stretch session together. We're going to hit all those cranky, tender spots around hours of sitting and typing and whatever else this life has presented for us in the last year and a half. So grab a seat, or if you've been sitting for many hours and you prefer to stand, go ahead and give yourself some room. We're going to start with kind of the upper body and just warm things up a little bit. So you're going to interlace your fingers together. You're going to flip the palms forward and then start to take the arms up towards the ceiling. And you go just as high as you can, pain-free range of motion. Not winning any awards here. And then when you get the arms overhead, if you want to sway a little side to side, I like to imagine I'm climbing a ladder. So one arm lifts a little higher, and then the other arm lifts a little higher. And you feel like, I've created as much room as I can. Then we're going to add a little stability to the shoulders. So you're going to squeeze the biceps in towards the head and simultaneously try to pull the hands apart. So you're going to squeeze the upper arms in towards the ears and try to pull the hands away from one another. And can you do all of that without clenching your jaw? Okay, take one more breath and then release the arms. We're going to interlace the hands behind the back. And I'll spin around so you can see me. That's the beauty of this chair. So if you can, you're going to comfortably interlace behind the back. If not, you're going to hook the thumbs, or you can always grab a towel. And then once you get that interlace, you're going to draw the knuckles down, lift the arms away from the back. And then some of us might want to lean back and add a little bit of a back bend. You could tilt the head back if it's okay on the neck. And just like you did with the arms overhead, if you want to add a little shimmy, a little side to side, so you reach with one arm more and then the other. Okay. All right, then bring the spine back upright, release the arms, and now we're going to take the arms out wide. You're about to give someone a big hug. And we're going to wrap the right arm under the left. And you've got some options here. You could grab opposite shoulders. You could take backs of the hands together, or you could intertwine so the palms come together. Again, opposite shoulders, backs of the hands, or palms. And then draw the elbows down in towards the body and let yourself round, that familiar position at the end of the day where you sink into the couch. So feel your tailbone sink underneath you. You can drop the chin towards the chest. Let the whole back of the body get wide. And we're going to do the opposite. So you're going to start to lift up out of that slumped posture. Feel the pelvis now rock forward a little bit as you keep lifting the elbows. And you lift the elbows as high as you can without the shoulders creeping up. And then maybe you continue and find a little bit of that back bend again. You might round, imagine you're rounding back over a giant beach ball. Well, I don't know in what context you would ever round over a giant beach ball, but there's that analogy. Right, and then come back to neutral, release the arms. Arms down by your sides, and imagine you're holding heavy weights. But just let the arms drop, the shoulders drop. And we're going to take a few big shoulder circles. So you're going to go forward, up, back, and down. And you're holding those heavy weights in your mind to create a little bit of resistance. You just want to get some good movement in the shoulders. We don't want to lose mobility here. You take one, maybe two more. Good. And then fingertips on the shoulders. We're going to do the same thing, but with the elbows. So the elbows are going to go forward, up, back, and around. And repeating forward, up, back, and around. You're just going as wide as you can. Now imagining there were paint brushes on the edges of the elbows and you were painting big circles. Again, I don't know in life when you would ever do that, but you get the picture. Okay, one more. Good. And then drop the arms. And last shoulder mobility, at least in this cycle, we're going to do the arms forward, up, back, and around. Ooh, hardest one. Kind of like the butterfly stroke, if you know the butterfly, maybe in reverse. So just get as big of motion as you can. Try not to knock anyone or anything. Keep knocking my plant over here. Okay, one more. Just big as you can go. Take up space, feel that big wingspan. And then arms down by your side, maybe give them a little shake out the wrists. And we're gonna do all of that again, but in the opposite direction, starting with the fingers. So the normal interlace to the awkward interlace. You're gonna slide each finger down one. So whatever you would normally do, move it down one, flip the palms forward, and then start to take the arms up towards the ceiling. And again, when you get the arms overhead, if you wanna climb your imaginary ladder, reaching a little more through one arm and then the other. Imagining you could pick the rib case off the waist. And then the arms extending from the shoulders, and then the hands extending from the arms. And then we feel like I can't get any taller. This is as much as I can reach. Then pause, hug those upper arm bones in, and try to pull the hands apart. You're squeezing the upper arms, separating the hands. Trying to breathe in the process. Good. And then release the arms. And we're going to do that interlace behind the back, but again, the awkward way. So you're going to slide each finger down one, or if you're hooking the thumbs, put the opposite thumb on top. And then draw the knuckles down, start to lift the arms away from the back. And maybe some of us find that back bend. You tilt back. Don't have to drop the head back. If the neck prefers, just look straight ahead. And last breath. And then release the arms. Bring the spine back upright. You're gonna stretch the arms out wide like you're about to give that big hug. And this time, left arm goes underneath. Your options again, grab opposite shoulders, backs of the hands, or palms. And this time we're gonna go a little faster through that rounded spine and the extended spine. So you're gonna find your couch position, end of the day, sink into the cushions, you ground. You can include the head and neck in that. And then you lift up and go in the opposite direction, you back bend a little bit. Right, go back and forth on your own. So getting more of the spine involved in these shoulder movements. So you round forward and lift up and extend. Doesn't matter how fast, as long as it's interesting to you. And do one more in each direction. Okay. All right, spine back to neutral, release the arms, grab your heavy weights, arms down by your sides. This time we're gonna go back, up, forward, and down. Imagining those weights in the hands to add a little bit of resistance. And maybe one more. And then we'll drop those weights, fingertips to shoulders, and we're gonna go back, up, forward, and down. Back, up, forward, and down. I don't know if you can hear that crunching in my shoulder, but you might be feeling some of that too. There's those sticky spots in the shoulder. Trying to lubricate the joint, imagining the Tin Man lubricate. I don't know where these analogies are coming from today. I didn't have enough coffee. I'm gonna blame that. Okay, one more. Back, forward, and down. All right, now we're gonna do that big butterfly stroke. If you ever swam, even if you swam, I don't know if you would actually do the butterfly stroke. It's the hardest one. So arms are straight. They're gonna go back, up, forward, and down. Give yourself one, maybe two more. Try to get as much of that range of motion as you can. And not biting down on the tongue. Really easy to do here. Good. All right, release the arms. If you need to give them a little shake, shake out the wrists. And then feel free, we're gonna move now into the neck. If you've been standing and you wanna sit down, you've been sitting and you wanna stand up, go ahead and switch things up. And we're gonna start by dropping the chin towards the chest. And you're gonna roll your right ear over to your right shoulder. And let your head be heavy. And then rolling your chin back towards your chest. And left ear to left shoulder. And back and forth several times at your own pacing. You might close the eyes as you settle into this movement. Okay, and then next time, right ear goes to right shoulder. We're gonna pause here. I'm gonna give you a few options. So letting the weight of the head and gravity do the work for now, and getting a sense of what's living on that left side of the neck. And then depending on how you slept or historically how the neck feels, you might just stay here, just dropping the head, doing your best to release the effort, the control. If things feel okay, you'd like a little bit more, just something different, you're gonna bring your right hand up just around the temple area. And instead of thinking about pulling the head down, you're gonna pull the head up and away. So you're lifting the head on the diagonal away from the left shoulder. Good. And that might be enough when you stay here. Some of us in the last few moments might take that left arm out to the left, palm turned towards the floor. And already just the arm out to the side gave me a little spicy spot. So that might be plenty. You could always regret your decision and bring the arm back in, either one of them. Or if you have the arm out to the side, you might make small movements with it. You could take the arm slightly forward of you. See how that shifts sensation. You could draw the arm behind you. You could try taking it a little lower or closer to the body, or lifting it up a little higher. So take maybe 30 seconds with a bit of curiosity to move the arm, maybe move the head, use that right hand to apply a little traction. And just see what's living on this left side of the neck for you in this moment. Okay, last breath, wherever you are. Release the arms if you're using them. Roll your heavy head, chin towards your chest. Yeah. Pause in the middle. You might bobble the head a little bit or waggle the jaw. And then we'll go to the second side. You'll take left ear over to left shoulder. And first, just assessing. All right, okay, how does this side of the neck compare? And you might choose on this side just the weight of the head and just gravity. Just let the head drop. Or if you want to use the left hand, think about lifting the head up and away on the diagonal. Maybe at some point the right arm comes down to the side. And you find some movement with that arm. But no reason to rush or hurry. See if you can stay curious. Inhabiting your body, letting the sensation be that reminder to breathe. And then breathing is that mechanism that down-regulates the nervous system, that shifts us out of the go, go, go hyper state into a place of relaxation or ease, even if it's just a 2% shift. It may not be miraculous. Okay, last breath, whatever you're doing. And if the arms are elevated, bring them back down by your sides or into your lap. Roll your chin back towards your chest. Pausing here, drop the head, drop the jaw. And then lifting the chin, lifting your gaze. And if you need to adjust, or I always like a little bobble of the head side to side after that. Okay, we're gonna do one more thing for the neck. This time, we're gonna keep the chin level to the ground, and we're gonna rotate the head to look over that right shoulder. You're just kind of scanning the horizon. And don't force, don't push, just go as far as it comfortably will. And then you come back through center and rotate to look over the left shoulder. And then back and forth on your own. You might do this with eyes closed, nothing really to see on the screen. But dropping your brain, your attention into sensation. Make one more revolution. So one more turning to the left. And then when you get back to the right, looking over that right shoulder, I'm going to ask you to pause there. We'll meet up there. Okay, and then once you arrive, just getting either a felt sense of, okay, this is end range. I can't go any further than this. Or you might open the eyes and take a look across the room and identify. I can see a doorknob. It's directly in my line of vision. You might have a picture on the wall or a plant or some kind of keepsake. But this is your end range emotion. This is our check-in. And then come back about halfway. So you're not going to look straight forward towards me. You're not going to look straight over that right shoulder. Somewhere in the middle. And you're going to bring the right hand up, again, around that temple area. So you've got the palm pressing against the right side of the head. And you're going to try to turn your head to the right, but the hand is applying the brake. So head is trying to turn to the right. The hand is saying, no way, not going to happen. And you're going to keep trying to turn and keep resisting for at least 30 more seconds. Visually, if someone was to walk in, they might think you have a headache. Nothing really is happening. At least not visually. This is an isometric exercise, so we're not lengthening or shortening muscles, but we're applying a sustained compression to build up the endurance or the strength of these postural muscles of the neck and spine. Okay, a few more seconds. Keep trying to turn, resist back. You are giving out effort, even if visually nothing's really happening. Good. Okay, in a moment, not just yet, but in a moment, you're going to drop that right arm. And then once you release the arm, you're going to continue to turn your head to the right. Okay, so when you're ready, release the arm and let the head spin to the right. And did you go past your original point? For me, it's quite magic. Okay, and then like honey, rotate the head back to center. When you get to the middle, maybe eyes wide and wow, can't believe that happened, and give a little wobble of the head. Oh. All right, we should even things up. So now, chin level to the ground. You're going to turn your head to look over the left shoulder. It might be a felt sense for you. Okay, I know that's how far I've gone, or you can take a look across the room, what's in your direct line of vision. And then come back about halfway. Bring your left hand up to the side of the head. Now you're trying to turn the head to the left, but resisting equally with the hand. So trying to turn, but press back, turn, but press back. Should feel some warmth in that shoulder, in the bicep, the neck, but not in the face. See if you can relax the brow, the lips, the tongue be broad in the mouth. You might even swallow or waggle the jaw a little bit. Make sure you're not holding extra tension. Close the eyes. A few more seconds. Remember, output of energy, just enough, in Goldilocks. Trying to turn, resist, turn, resist, turn, resist. Okay, then when you're ready, release the arm and keep turning the head to the left. I actually don't even need to look to know that I went much further. And then with a little bit of reluctance, spin the head back through center. When you get to center, take that little bobble of the head. All right, we're gonna come back to the upper body and the wrists, but since, at least for me, I've been sitting for a while, we're gonna get into the hips just for a moment. So you could do this seated or standing. We're gonna cross the right ankle outside the left thigh. And you might have to kind of help a little bit of a forklift, especially depending on what pants you're wearing. If you're wearing hard pants, if you heard of hard pants, I consider anything that are not yoga pants hard pants these days. So if you're wearing pants that restrict your motion a little bit, this may not look quite the same, then that's fine. All right, so right ankle's outside left thigh. I already feel quite a bit in that right hip. My hips tend to be pretty tight. So I'm just gonna stay upright. I'm gonna use that right hand, kind of middle of the thigh, and just apply a little bit of downward pressure. That's enough for me. Enough for me to not bite my jaw off or grind my teeth. You might be in the same boat. You stay here, breathing. Some of you, though, doesn't feel like much. You have a little more range of motion or just different anatomy of your hip socket, and you might be able to lean forward. You kind of fold over the legs. You could bring your forearms onto that shin. Some of you might actually be able to fold all the way down. I'm regretting this instantly, and let your hands move towards the floor. I'm gonna peel back from that a little bit. If you're standing, you can do this as well. And you might hold on to a wall or a countertop or the edge of a couch. Okay. And not letting the head completely hang, but dropping the chin just enough that the back of the neck is smooth. So you're maybe looking down towards the floor or towards the legs. Okay, give yourself one more breath, and maybe a breath that you fully register. Just this. Watching the inhale and the exhale. And if you're folding any degree, lift yourself up, and you might scoop the leg up like that forklift, maybe with a grunt. Ugh, put the foot back down. You guys are really getting the honest glimpse into my life. All right, then we're gonna switch sides. Cross your left ankle. Remember, it doesn't matter what it looks like. We're going for quality of sensation. So check out that left hip. This one's tighter for me. Very unlikely you're going to be symmetrical. All right, so you might stay upright and just use that left hand, kind of press the thigh down. Or if anyone out there wants to lean forward, if you're standing, you take the butt back. Kind of imagine you're going to moon someone. I hope that at least made you smile or chuckle a little to yourself. And without force, just maybe with a couple breaths and you start to soften, maybe there's room to go further forward. Maybe not. It's just an invitation. And then you get the body to decide how it wants to RSVP. Okay, last breath. See if you can fully register the inhale and the exhale. And then lift yourself up. Help that leg back down. Whew. All right, we're gonna move into the wrists to close, and we'll do a little breathing and very quick meditation. So again, this is a good place to decide if you've been sitting and you want to stand, if you've been standing and you want to sit. And you want space to take the arms out wide. So we're gonna start with the palms turned up like you're saying stop. And you're gonna try to extend the arms completely. And as you press the palms out, imagine you had walls that you were sending into the opposite rooms. As you press the palms out, you're trying to pull the fingers back towards the top of the forearm. The palms are pressing out, fingers are trying to pull back. And my wrists are singing, wrists and forearms. So if that's the case for you and it's just too much, you instantly go into grip mode, you're not breathing, you've gripped your jaw, then maybe you bend the elbows a little bit. They don't have to be completely straight. Or you can lift the arms a little higher than the shoulders, or even a little lower. And then we're sneaking in a little strength for the shoulders here. So keep pressing out through the palms. Even if you get tired, see if you can hang with it. Pull the fingers back towards the forearm. Good. Okay, then one finger at a time. You're going to curl the fingers in towards the palms, making fists. And then you're going to drop those fists down and try to curl them to the underside of the forearm. So your arms are still as straight as you can get them. Now the hands are in fists, and you're trying to curl those fists underneath the forearms. You're still pressing out through the back of the hand, but you're not clenching your jaw. I have to say that a million times because that's my default. And I imagine there's at least one other person out there that's the same. Okay, now you're going to keep the fist. You're going to spin the fist up towards the ceiling. And then one finger at a time, like a flower blooming, you're going to open the palms. Fingers point down and press out through those palms. And yes, the shoulders should be getting tired, sneaking in some of that strength. I guess it's not so sneaky if I'm telling you. All right, keep pressing out through the palms. Pull those fingers in. Woo! And then relax the arms. Maybe give them a good shake. Shoulder, shimmy. Shake out those wrists. All right, we're going to stick with the wrist a little bit longer. You're going to interlace your fingers together, and you're going to make some figure eights. Figure eights. Circling. And then see if you can reverse directions. I'm not sure. Just do your best. All right, let it go. Give those a shake. We're gonna do one more thing. Well, maybe two more things for the wrist. I don't wanna lie to you. All right, so you're gonna flick the fingers like you're flicking water off the hands. And you're gonna do this quite vigorously, like you're trying to splash water in someone's face. Again, don't know where that analogy came from. Okay, so keep flicking and take the arms straight forward. Keep flicking and take the arms up towards the ceiling. And keep flicking and take the arms out to the side. So it's like you're doing half of an arc, a big arc. And then come back to center. Don't lose your enthusiasm for flicking water off your fingers. Make another big rainbow. Now those forearms should be getting tired. We're gonna lump them in there with the shoulders. We're gonna do that one more time. Bring the arms forward, keep flicking, up towards the ceiling, out to the sides, forward again. Woo, maybe a little sweat. Shake out the wrist. That might be dramatic. All right, brain teaser for the day. You're gonna shake one wrist. You're gonna flick the other hand. So one hand is shaking, one hand is flicking. This is that pat your head, rub your belly moment. And then the real kicker, can you switch? Other hand shakes, other hand flicks. Good. Right. Release. Shake out the wrists. And then any last little bit of movement you like. And thank you so much. Again, my name is Sarah with Office Yoga by Yoga Vibes. I appreciate your time. Take care.